Now, we're nearly a week into the first youth climate change lawsuit to make it to trial in America. Our Ren Wadsworth traveled to Helena to tell us more about the Hill versus Montana trial.
As the saying goes, children are our future, and 16 young people in Montana are putting this to the test as they sue the state for its continued support in fossil fuels and, by extension, the furtherance of the climate crisis. The first week of the trial had several experts testify on the effects of climate change on the state's environment and on the people of Montana. One such expert is Dr. Stephen Running, a Nobel Peace Prize holder credited for his research into the relationship between global warming and human activity. Pediatrician Dr. Lori Byron explained how children are more vulnerable to the effects of the constantly changing environment. A former Montana delegate, May Nan Ellingson, was brought to the stand as well. She served as the youngest member of the 1972 Montana Constitutional Convention and had a hand in adding Article 2, Section 3 to the state's constitution, which in part guarantees a clean and healthful environment. There's also Article 4, Section 1, which calls for the maintenance and improvement of the environment. These sections of law are called green amendments, which some say are vital to ensure the survival of the environment and the people.
It has to be in the Bill of Rights section of the Constitution. It has to be what we call self-executing, meaning that it has legal life in its own right. It's not left to the legislature alone to decide what does it mean to have a right to clean water and clean air. This is an entitlement that belongs to the people. It has to apply to all levels of government. And it has to be really clear about what it's protecting. These fundamental essentials of life, like clean water, clean air, a stable climate, a clean and healthful environment.
Several of the plaintiffs were also brought to the stand to share their experiences with the state's environment. The named plaintiff, Ricky Held, shared how working on her family's ranch was made difficult due to smoke and fire. Another plaintiff testified how his love for the outdoors and recreational activities has often been impeded due to smoke in the air. And other plaintiffs also testified that in their lifetimes they've seen these environmental impacts like fires and floods increase in size and frequency. And while this is the first youth climate change lawsuit to make it to trial, it's not the only one of its kind in the nation. A constitutional climate change lawsuit, Juliana versus the United States, has just been greenlit and will head to trial in a federal courtroom very soon. Ren Wadsworth, Nonstop Local.
Well, Ren, thank you very much. New information